Can I show you my notes for game 1? Can we do this? I don't know if we can. These are my notes. It's not. Yeah, you can sort of see it. QvoFred. That's all I wrote.
I mean, I can't. I don't even want to be mean at this point. Like it's kind of just you feel a little bit bad. Like I feel bad watching that happen.
I would rather be beat like that because it's one guy balling out. I'd rather be beat by QvoFred on a crazy day than just like, well, they played as a team. They were just better than us.
But it feels like Qvo always has a crazy day. This is legitimately one of the statements that we are constantly having to make here on the analyst desk. And even when we're commentating, Qvo's just doing his thing.
You know what, then? Why aren't they going to win?
Well, I think Mouse knows. And so do a few other teams.
SK Why? Banning out the Zyrhoes, the Thoth right there. Dignitas going to ban out the Zhang Kui. They don't have first selection, so making sure they can't go that direction either. Chang'e going to be banned out. I like that ban. Should be fun.
I'm not sure mid laners are the bans that SK really need to be worrying about, though, after that Qvo performance.
I mean, Chang'e is such a flex. I think 3 different players on Dignitas could really play Chang'e. The Athena first pick, and I like this, and I'll tell you why I like this. One, Athena's fine first pick, global, etc., etc. But Qvo, if he goes nuts, can be taunted off a target. You're getting peeled for the Qvo target.
Or Qvo is really far ahead of you. You try to Athena taunt him, and he just bodies you into oblivion because you're insanely far behind. As a support.
I want to see Qvo play like Mercury or Susano or something where he can just repeat his performance last time. And if I'm SK, how do you mitigate that? Well, you picked Mercury.
Well, he can also play Serqet again. There's almost no reason to not go for that god also. It's still on the table. He just had an insane performance in the last game, and I think Qvo is certainly one prone to repeat performances. And he likes repeating those performances on the same gods, if applicable.
I like this draft from SK, I will say. Athena and Agni both have peel, so that can definitely take care of the jungler. If that's the case, Serqet will be repeated. I think Agni and Athena can both interrupt what Serqet does. Mercury can turn and burn, right? You can kill Serqet if you're able to really get off the ground. There's counterplay here from SK, which I think is important.
SK got a little bit lost in the sauce in Game 1 with all those global ultimates. I think they just kind of ran into the problem that we were concerned they would approach, is that they weren't sure which direction to actually choose to attack from, and then by the time they made a decision, it was already too late. Dignitas is already on top of you, swarming you, clogging up your communication, and that just became, I think, a little bit too overwhelming, a little bit too hectic. So now you reel it back a little bit, go a little bit more back to the basics, but also making sure to maintain some of your players' strengths. Lawbster, probably the original Agni main.
Chernobog going to be the selection, and yeah, no, Lobny is always what I go back to.
Time is on our side.
Ooh.
Chronos. Can you
That feels more like Chronos ADC.
Who sent that?
Whoa, was that
Chronos?
Was that Chronos 64?
Is that Chronos?
Let me swivel around this way real quick. All right, 180 back.
Let's go. Chronos is somewhere. I don't know where he's at. Is that Chronos over there? No, that's Tyler, our other producer. But I'm sure he could play Chronos. Actually, Tyler feeds. Tyr and Chronos are going to be... Tyler's shaking his head. Tyr and Chronos are going to be locked in for SK Gaming. And you know what? I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I think that this is... I like this. This is not a troll, but it's the end of the season. These guys aren't going to land. They're playing the gods that they're good at. They're having some fun. I don't mind this. I think that we're still going to see a level of competition that makes me happy. I don't think we're going to see these guys throw, but let's be real. Chronos and Tyr probably not top of the crop right now. Still having some fun. I like this, Taco.
All things, with everything combined, though, I actually really like this composition from SK. I think there's a solid amount of crowd control that's going to be really important in terms of hard CC. That's already going to be applicable, and Mercury, I mean, he benefits pretty heavily off of all that control.
This is a really big deal as far as SK when it comes to objectives as well. If you look away from that Gold Fury for 20, let's say 3 seconds, right, it's dead. Mercury and Chronos destroy structures, they destroy Gold Furies, but this is definitely a late game composition. Dignitas, on the other hand, a little bit more equipped for the rest of the game. Let's see how this one goes. It's Toli and the Gambler.
Thanks a lot, Bear Killer. Really appreciate your input there as well, and that Chronos impression was, yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with that one. Chronos, though, Tolly, we don't see too much of just lately. Who do you guys at home think will win, first of all? But going back to the Chronos, we don't see too much of him because he's kind of in a weird spot. He's not really a basic attacker, and he's not supposed to be an ability-based character, but he's both, and nothing.
He's definitely an in-betweener if he wants to, but I think that it's more beneficial to be a basic attacker, just to be able to rely on your stun and your time rift setup to do a little bit of extra bonus damage. You drop the accelerate for the magical power and or the attack speed, whatever you want to really go for. More importantly, also, keep in mind the additional changes that we did to Telekind's Ring and Demonic Grip. This could be an addition to some more magical ADCs.
Well, into the dual lane we go then. An early poke from Funballer onto Trixtank, you'd expect to see. Trixtank, though, going to get the beat down on the minions. They've definitely got the wave clear against the Athena and, of course, the Chronos, and they're actually going to elect to go into the jungle and start their purple. But that pressure from Dig may be quick enough to actually contest this. It will be outrageous in time. That final dynamite was in the air for Trix, but it won't steal it away. And Funballer, oh, HalfDevil used the shell there?
And Funballer used his speeds to prevent the root. Trixtank and Arkkyl looking to invade the red buff on top of this. Gonna get very low, but with Zyrhoes calls the rotation from Lawbster, gonna back on out.
Yeah, good play from HalfDevil as well, just to try and sit there and cause him a bit of a problem. So HalfDevil has shared that experience with Lawbster, but now they've left Funballer on his own here. Sprint pop by Dignitas, root connects, beads down, no shell, no support, one more auto, and the dynamite will come through big for Sylvanus.
Arkkyl couldn't find the last hit, and Trixtank walks away a happy man to get some more gold under his pocket. Not a bad idea for a support to get it if you're going to be rushing the Gauntlet of Thebes. Now, they were talking about the desk, like you might as well try new things at the end of the season, but this tier pick is definitely not
new.
It's not new. It's even better than before. It's upgraded 2.0.
Well, pressure once again from a Mercury. You expect to see that early on. It's going to get the beats out of Zyrhoes on that Janus. And going back to this tier, yeah, disarm! He can disarm now!
For 1.5 seconds on the guard stance dash, you're able to disarm, and that helps a little bit in laning phase, not terribly much, but more importantly than anything is you're going to be able to set yourself up for a clean Magai's Cloak pop to allow your offensive tier list to actually bring the enemy to your team.
Definitely good against auto attack characters, obviously, the likes of Hunters and maybe characters like Osiris, Erlang Shen. So some matchups have definitely improved for tier in that lane, but others probably staying around the same, you know? Against an Artio cripple, still going to be a factor.
Definitely.
Still going to shut him down in considerable amounts.
And I like this counter matchup that Variety elected to go for, with Dignitas actually banning the Zhonghui for themselves that they didn't want to really deal with, as they were the second pick, so it makes a lot of sense.
Well, Faeles deep in the jungle looking to steal away a buff, and now looking for a pick onto Quvo. Put that kiss from Quvo! Cancelled the dash from Lawbster!
Timing.
Holy moly!
The timing. QvoFred just one step above his
got no
competition. Lawbster in a little bit of trouble, but Ducky trying to save the day. Lawbster doesn't have mobility. He actually dashes in.
He's got him. That should be enough damage from the bleed. No, it won't. Quvo escapes. Lawbster alive too. In enemy territory, but nobody here, because meanwhile, all this is going on. Zyrhoes is farming speed buff.
Cleaning up Lawbster. A free pick. And a nice secondary kill after Trixtank got the first blood.
Guys, all going wrong here. If that red is stolen, it's going to get even worse. Funballer wants to contest with the support of HalfDevil. Trixtank's there to try and slow this down, and this HalfDevil is going to eat a bit of damage from Arkkyl. Still red buff alive, though, and it's contested. It does end up going down, stolen away, or rather secured by HalfDevil.
Oh, very unfortunate that he picked that up, but he needed to dash away as soon as possible. He felt the safest to go under the tier 2 mid tower. Funballer forced to use the beads yet again, and Trixtank is sprinting.
If he can get that root, that's the important thing, or maybe the raw pull, but Funballer will be able to sneak back under his tower safely. Right-hand side of the map, though, Tolly, is where we're really talking about. Faeles engaged, looking for the speed. Didn't manage to steal, I should say, QvoFred's tocket. And then all the while that was going on, that was technically a 3v4 going on there, because Zyrhoes was farming the speed of SKs at the same time.
The idea and the mindset was clearly there for SK Gaming, but they're just lacking a little bit of execution. It's so hard to out-secure Serqet's Deathbane. Even with Major Look damage, it's just not going to be realistic. If you're on the same mechanical level, Serqet will just secure it every time. But then afterwards, the Cobra's Kiss to prevent the dash, that's just getting outplayed.
That's just too far. Too crazy. Even for the liking. You'll turn around and say you did it on purpose, be like, you just got lucky. You got so lucky. Mid-dash? Amazing.
Well, the thing was he was going to do it anyway, regardless of the dash was happening, just to buy himself some more time. And if he hits both members, then the madness effect.
Oh, Qvo did a hot play again in the mid lane. See, like, he positioned himself to look like he was going over the wall to jump to have mid-harpies, and instead turned around and actually got the beads out of Faeles there.
Tried to use through space and time to finish off the kill onto Faeles, but it actually is not going to connect. Faeles gets back safely, and this level 4 versus 5 disparity is only going to get worse if QvoFred can continue to force Faeles back to base.
Definitely something you want to do against a Mercury. Keep him down in the early stages. Don't let him get online. He should be hitting 5 off this speed buff, though, so he will have that Sonic Boom available. But then I'm looking at the map going, well, where do you look to pressure? I guess it's duo lane, right?
Variety should have known that the Mercury was going to go to his own speed buff after that failed kill in the mid lane.
Well, I think they were trying to find the buff before he could find out, but Sonic Boom after Marcus was the Lawbringer, and Variety's carried out 2 ultimates. Yeah, they get the kill on him, but maybe they're going to die now because Faeles has no beads.
Oh, Faeles dying makes it worse for Variety, but definitely a lapse of judgment. He invaded the speed buff last time, wanted to go for it in round 2.
Still pressure, though, from the dual lane of Dignitas, looking for a kill. The root on Funballer is good. No rewind available. Good knockup from Trix, and the auto from Arkkyl will end the life of Funballer. 4-1 now at just 6 minutes in.
So much damage on both sides of the map. Great sacrifice from Variety to kill Faeles with a hot rotation from QvoFred, but needs to be a little more calculating about when he invades, because that speed buff was clearly already stripped away by Faeles.
QvoFred playing really confidently at the moment, going all aggressive on Ducky here in this lane. Surprised, actually, that we didn't see Ducky turn that around on QvoFred, but he's been very respectful of a potential gank, although Qvo not the same, using all his mana just on focusing the clear there.
Trying to bait Ducky in a bad spot, knowing Variety's right around the corner. Time stop, not connecting onto Trixtank. Would have been close for the kill. Not sure if it would have found the kill either way, though.
I think it would have, because the extra auto text that would have followed up, as well as the additional ability damage there. That was just a drop kill more than anything. Trixtank just juked out nicely there, the ability.
He's a little tanky with the reinforced shoes, so easier said than done for sure. Would have been definitely close, and that would have allowed SK Gaming to establish some more control in that duo lane. I like the composition from SK Gaming. Don't get me wrong. The taunt into the time stop is what helps you find the kills like this.
Beautiful play from HalfDevil, but space and time on the way over. HalfDevil now overextended. No dash available. Unstable Vortex does connect, and now HalfDevil juking through the minions, just trying to live for his dash to become available. Not to be the case. Janus makes them pay, as Janus likes to do.
The taunt and the time stop is going to set up Funballer very well in the late game, and this is a little bit of a foreshadowing to see if Funballer can get to the late game of how much damage he's really truly capable of. And then you add an Agni to the mix, and SK Gaming's composition just comes in full circle. The thing is, they can't allow Dignitas this early kind of momentum. They need to be able to make some offensive plays themselves, but Arkkyl a little too far away from that play to be fruitful.
A little bit too telegraphed, and Ducky going to walk around the corner, meet QvoFred. He's only really got the Warrior's Blessing to keep him tops up on health. Ducky misses the Faeles, but in doing the Faeles, he actually saved himself because QvoFred was a bit worried.
Needed to get that extra second basic attack. First one popped all the poisons. The second one was just not in range to find the kill there. Lawbster farming out mid lane. So hard to really keep up with Zyrhoes' Janus. The mobility is just not comparable.
Yeah, just that kill to the left-hand side, that rotation is kind of punished and hurt a little bit more so of Lawbster, especially when he fell in the jungle looking for the speed buff invade while Zyrhoes continue to farm. That's where the leads come from. Arkkyl, though, not respecting Lawbster, could have been around the corner, so has to use his beads on that stun. But Trixtank still trying to pick on Funballer in this lane, and he's going to get punished for it.
Oh, great rotation from Faeles. The Sonic Boom sealing the fate. Trixtank actually had his ultimate, but once he got hit by the Sonic Boom, there was no hope to get out. No one was even close to him.
Hug the wall against the Mercury as well is not going to be a good case, because if he hits you, that means he's going to stop dead at the wall anyway. Some of the times against the Sonic Boom, they can overplay it and go a little bit too deep.
That's true.
That circumstance.
It was a very tight angle for Faeles to hit that. That was perfectly done. There's no vision from Dignitas to really spot out where the Mercury jungle was.
No beads for Arkkyl this time round, so he needs some help to get away. Tries to get to the wall, but got stunned before he could jump in the wall there. He just got cancelled out. But the up-down from the ultimate will allow him to survive.
Okay, so SK Gaming respecting the Janus potential follow-up.
Yep.
Knowing how long that the Chernobog can stay in the air, the Janus has all the time in the world to position through space and time to save his hunter's life if necessary, or to make the counter rotation happen.
Very good play then from Arkkyl to survive, but I love the gank attempt from SK to abuse those beads being on cooldown. Now that Trix has come back to lane, though, Arkkyl didn't base there whatsoever. He's just going to use the Wisp sustain to keep himself going.
And this just goes to show that SK Gaming still have a lot of potential within themselves, individually, mechanically, that they're making these plays. They didn't have the vision that we had, obviously, as spectators, to see that there was nobody coming from Dignitas, but the respect that they're giving is definitely necessary, because even if they kill Arkkyl, they're probably going to lose both HalfDevil and Funballer in the process.
Exactly. And on top of that, Totally, I mean, when Chernobog's in the air, he can hover there for a long time if he wants to. Faeles going to get the beads on the Zyrhoes again. Zyrhoes getting boxed down by Faeles thanks to the immunity to slows coming into play there too. Well played by Faeles just to keep the pressure on. But the one thing you mentioned in Game 1, and I think it's just true of SK, is the execution overall is where they've always struggled, it seems, this split.
They can't find the last hits. They can't find the invades that they really need. They
Left side.
trying
Sonic
to make
boom.
something happen again, maybe onto Trixtank, Arkkyl.
Got them both. I think he would have liked one of them to be basing, but they're going to all in on Trixtank. No, it's Arkkyl, who still didn't have his beads or ultimate this time round. Next on the list could be Trixtank. His sprint is on cooldown, but space and time find. He's trying to get to the ball.
But he jukes out the time rip, but Lawbster covering the option.
Great little play then from SK to answer back that, and actually the space and time baited Dignitas to a second death. Although I think Trix would have fallen down anyway there. Variety rotating over with a teleport, trying to get involved, but not enough just yet. Lawbster gonna get aggressed on by Quvo. Quvo gonna use the beast to make sure he can pick up the kill.
But how can he escape after this? Variety's here, that's the answer. Zyrhoes making his presence felt.
Rewind.
Unstable Vortex did the damage, but just not enough for lethal.
Faeles gonna run around the corner over the slow. Variety still giving chase onto Funballer. Funballer may need some help, as in came Arkkyl there, using that living nightmare, but not in time to get the root off to keep them CC'd in place.
But still going to force out a couple of backs, allowing some more farming potential. Dignitas not feeling confident enough to go for the Gold Fury quite yet with Lawbster being dead, but instead going to look for this purple buff invaders, Arkkyl.
And you're talking about the Gold Fury there. I think it's a little bit dangerous for Dignitas to get around Gold Furies. Definitely when you look at SK's comp. Agni, Mercury, very good at securing objectives there. Same for Ducky. You know, these ultimates can really make a big difference.
That's true, but Variety hard counters Ducky with just a cripple minefield. Even if Ducky goes in with the Lawbringer, that's so telegraphed that you have all the time in the world to stand switch, drop the cripple minefield. Lawbster was still dead for about 10 seconds or so. So Dignitas, respecting the fact that SK Gaming, even without Lawbster, even with Ducky being neutralized by the cripple, is still going to be able to contest the gold.
So it's a 2k lead roughly for Dignitas at the moment. Only real experience difference is the two mid laners, which Zyrhoes is up, I believe, 2 levels over Lawbster at the moment. Lawbster just trying to catch up and get that secondary relic online, and that's oh so important to every single player hitting that level 12 stride.
Being able to get your Aegis against Mercury that's looking to against the Serqet that's looking to dive you with Blink, very important. The beads was not enough to save Lawbster's life the last time around, and I don't think HalfDevil was there for the show.
Taunt on Trixtank, he's going to get bombed, ult to avoid the CC, but he can't follow up off the special delivery. The bomb from Lawbster will rain down and get a kill as HalfDevil ults onto Faeles, who dies to QvoFred, and Quvo's looking for the second one. He got the poison off in time.
It's going to be doing a little bit of damage, but he's already topped off. Ducky making his presence, but Variety comes in for the defensive Blink stun.
Big Janus unstable Vortex on Funballer there forces SK back. They find the pick on Trix, but it costs them the Mercury. And there was a bit of a switch there you saw from Dignitas. Totally, we didn't get a chance to mention it. But the dual lane, Trixtank and Arkkyl, went mid. And Zyrhoes has started farming the left-hand side. They're starting to switch the map up using Janus' mobility.
It's basically exposed without the tier 1 mid towers. HalfDevil trying to see if he can get in, but he spots out Variety on the back. Funballer needs all the farm in the world that he can get, but he's so squishy. Chronos, one of the lowest base health gods in the game, and without Warlock Staff, even squishier. So trying to make that more valuable by being squishy by going for the Bancroft's talent.
Well, it does appear then that Arkkyl and Zyrhoes have switched roles to an extent. Trixtank now staying in the mid lane, trying to pressure down this tier 1 tower a little bit more. It's starting to make Funballer question whether he should be in the left-hand side or the mid lane to help out with the team. And Zyrhoes staying in the left-hand side, then definitely an interesting perspective to look at.
So the thing is, Zyrhoes is going to bait himself out, and even if somebody does make the rotation on the left to deal with that mid-Janus, Artio's going to use the ultimate to be able to swing that team fight around.
Definitely. Right-hand side, though, Ducky will secure his own blue buff. QvoFred's a little bit late to the party to try and steal that one away as he investigates the jungle to find out all the camps are down. On this right-hand side, whole jungle's down. bar the purple buff on the left. But mid lane, Qvo's looking as Lawbster's dropping a lot of bombs here.
Good stun. Good stun from Lawbster because Trixtank was looking for that hot pull. The rest of the action's going to start to fizzle away, except in the dual lane. Here's the flank.
Gang towards Zyrhoes, and straight away he sees it and goes, nope, 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 nope. Space and time, and down the lane we go. Love the fact he jukes in the jungle there, Tully, just in case Sonic Boom was going to be after him. HalfDevil mid, catches the taunt on Arkkyl. That's going to be a bomb to the face. Sonic Boom straight afterwards. Arkkyl did not have beads the entire time, and he's burning in the sky, or rather, he's burning on the ground.
Fails with the Defender of Olympus on top of him, right onto Trixtank. The triple knock-up, setting up a little bit for variety to make the rotation. QvoFred coming on in, looking for something.
That was a huge heal onto Trixtank that kept him touched up. Now Ducky's very low as well. The shell will keep him alive. Variety and Zyrhoes giving chase to Funballer, who has the rewind. Got to be careful because his cooldowns are reset.
The stun is good. Funballer taking a little bit of poke, but it's not enough to find the kill. Variety, though, gets collapsed on Lawbster with the bomb follow-ups.
This combination of CC from SK's where they're starting to find victories here, totally. The amount of CC from the Agni taunts, the ranged bomb stuns from the Agni, and then of course Funballer finding those stuns too, is really keeping the beads on cooldown, which is causing Dignitas problems.
Having Athena and Agni is like building a computer, and you got the core components that you really need, like your top two.
Yep.
The rest is just kind of all situational fill. Like obviously you want a really sick processor and a really sick video card, and the rest it can be like, you know, pretty good. Doesn't have to be
basic audio.
Yeah, basic audio and all that stuff. And that's what Lawbster and HalfDevil is with their team composition.
I can see that. I can see that. SK is like a floppy drive on the computer then. In the grand scheme of the SPL, right?
You said it. No.
They're like the floppy drive. Meanwhile, like, who would you say? Obey. Mouse are like the DVD player, you know, the DVD rewriter on it as well. That makes sense.
Are we going for some recycled electronic equipment here? Who's the VCR?
Oh, the VCR? I don't even know. Do any of these kids even know what a VCR is? They probably do. About now. We could talk about cassette tapes. Floppy drives were bad enough.
I used to tape so many shows when I was a teenager. So many shows.
You wouldn't download a car, Tolly. Would you? Would you download a car? I would.
No comment.
I would. Not gonna lie. I'd download a car if I could. I think you all would at home too.
Yeah, I would download a car.
Can print one in the future, I'll tell you that much.
Soon.
Taunt onto QvoFred though. Follow up from Funballer and off the Mark II. The kisses from from Quvo onto HalfDevil just slowed him down enough. And Dignitas just waited patiently there. This is a ward battle around the Gold Fury that Dignitas currently control. Only one sentry in the inventory of SK Gaming. That's for Funballer. He can swing over here after clearing this wave. But on the right-hand side, Variety looking to steal away camps if he can. Won't this time.
SK Gaming are doing a much better job this game than the last. It was about 2 minutes later than this point that SK Gaming were already getting pushed under their Titan room where they surrendered. And now they actually have a 1-kill lead, but they can't really extend it to objectives. They're doing a good job utilizing Faeles' Mercury, hitting some really gnarly just sonic booms across the map. Specifically onto Trixtank, sitting at 1 and 4. He can't really get away from this Mercury with the Hasten Katana.
Zyrhoes, though, is now level 18 at 18 minutes in. He's keeping a very good pace. In Season 4, it used to be a level a minute. Season 5, it's a little bit longer than that, I'd say, like 22, 23 minutes for level 20. But not at the moment for Zyrhoes. He's just on that farm grind this game, and his build kind of spells to that too with what he's looking for next, which will be that Soul Reaver.
That's what happens when you get solo farm in mid, and then you transition into solo farming in the duo lane. All eyes on Zyrhoes as Dignitas trying to get their Janus super far ahead, and he's 4 items deep in his build, whereas a lot of other players, even on his team, are about 3 to 3.5.
Yeah, I will say Dignitas feels a lot more about mobility and burst damage, whereas SK Gaming a little bit more on the CC chain, I will say.
Yes,
they've got some mobility, but it's a lot of CC. They find a person without beads, they can cause some problems.
Every god on SK Gaming has at least one form of AoE CC, which is a good way to really start winning some of these team fights, and they should probably start grouping up to utilize it sooner rather than later. They already have all 10 relics available.
It's funny, Tony, because sometimes we talk about CC, but when you think about SK's comp of what kind of CC, it's cones, it's straight lines, it's circles. Like, it's not just one type of CC, even though there might be stuns. They're in different areas. Space and Time in mid, sorry, Sonic Boom in mid, hits Zyrhoes, and Zyrhoes is trying to cheekily walk through the portal, and he gets taken out.
The
Beautiful
triple
bomb.
stun coming to save Faeles' life. Trixtank with a nice double knockup. QvoFred's gonna avenge his fallen brethren, trying to extending it even further. Lawbster throwing down them bombs, still a 4-on-4. Variety made his presence felt first, but in comes Ducky.
The problem is, though, Tolly, is that was just a little bit... SK went a little bit too early. The opportunity was there, but they didn't have Funballer or Ducky with them. Now they do, though. And Bede's going to be forced on Arkkyl as the juggle hit Variety. On the backside, Qvo comes in to defeat Agni and bring him down for a 1-for-1 again.
Ducky goes in with the Lawbringer. Beads are down from Arkkyl. A double Fearless. Killing out Arkkyl is Funballer. HalfDevil is the next target.
Tyr is starting to wreak havoc, as you expect him to do time and time again. Full minion wave coming in for SK. Gold Fury is available, but they want the Tier 1 tower first.
It's cleaner to go for the Tier 1 tower. QvoFred waiting in the corner. Funballer still has the rewind, uses the Aegis. Great taunts, gonna force out the bees from QvoFred.
Space and Time, Funball behind you! Oh, he chokes it just in time. The whiff through his hair as it came through. You can feel the heat coming.
You know those... oh, hold that thought, though, because Faeles catching out QvoFred. Time rift over the wall, but it's going to be the mobility to secure that one.
This game's awesome.
You know that those animes where it's just like someone runs really fast past them and then all of a sudden you just stop in motion, then like their hair is flying, their clothes are like flying. Like that's kind of what happened to Funballer there.
I actually thought he was dead then. I was just like, no. You could just see it coming down and then done. It's like a shark on his way. So no Gold Fury goes down there. And that Tier 1 tower that they got in the mid lane, great. It's gone down. But look at the other. Look at SK's Tier 1 tower.
That's true. Very low.
And the one on the right-hand side. So SK have nearly lost all their Tier 1s at this stage. They will lose the one on the right, but they're going to start the gold up here.
They need to force something while QvoFred is still dead for 15 seconds and no through space and time either. SK Gaming with their first objective of the set.
And look at the fact Dignitas have no beads on any of their characters here. So they're getting picked apart now. SK have to play around keeping the beads burnt, and they're doing that. It's beautiful. 13-9. First SK. Gold Fury goes their way, and it actually evens up the scoreline a little bit.
Rage and Deathbringer already completed 21 minutes in, and that's after Hasten Katana from Faeles. So this is looking to be a solid performance. It makes a lot of sense now why SK Gaming are prioritizing this god as opposed to stealing away the Serqet from QvoFred. Trying to establish their own identity for the fall split is how SK Gaming is going to start improving as a cohesive unit.
I mean, Faeles has been spoken about a lot on this SK team about whether if he does well, the team does well. If he does bad, the team does bad. And this game is doing well, and that's actually putting a lot of pressure on Dignitas here, who need these wins today, don't forget.
Yes,
They're not playing for nothing, Dignitas here. They are playing to try and make land.
They need to find the 2-0 here. Trixtank goes in with a triple knock-up through space and time, clipping Lawbster.
And in goes QvoFred. As soon as he senses a low-health character, he turns up. Next on the list will be Faeles, who's just consistently crippled out. On the backside of that fight, Funballer loses a fight to Arkkyl too, and Zyrhoes now comes in to look at Ducky.
Going for the Lawbringer, but he gets met with Variety and QvoFred. Taunt gonna buy him a moment, but the rest of Dignitas want to collapse. The root is good and 4 dead members. It was SK Gaming that had a 4-kill lead, but Dignitas with a clean 4-for-0.
And that was Trix's engage that really set them up there. The blink in, finds the ult that hits 4 targets. And SK trying to scatter and reposition, end up getting picked apart.
It was also the great timed position ultimate from Zyrhoes. I think it clipped out Faeles to start off that team fight. QvoFred goes in and cleans them up, and without having to worry about the high burst octane damage from the Mercury, it makes the rest of the fight that much easier out of the black and yellow squad.
And now they're going to get a tier 2 on the right side. I feel so bad for SK sometimes because they do these things and you're like, hey, they're back in the game, and then they go, no. We made a mistake, and now we're back in the lead again. Fire Giant, obviously, still not... Has Fire Giant been taken this game? I guess it was. Did I miss that? Yeah, okay. I missed that because I was too busy looking at the Tier 2 tower and talking about the last team fight.
Yeah, they were cleaning that up after that 4-for-0. Only Ducky was there to clean up without Blink or Lawbringer. Very difficult to really hold on to that one for much longer.
So it's 5K again.
Yeah.
It was moments ago, we were even in that one fight. It's just cost them so much.
SK Gaming just couldn't really establish a big enough gold or experience lead to make this game broken wide open, despite having a pretty significant kill advantage.
Well, let's see what happens next in this one. The one thing I've noticed is Funballer's build at the moment, not criticizing it too much, just no pen is what I'm really worried about in that build, actually. Because the tankier targets like Trixtank, like Variety, they're not really going to care too much if you're not really hurt.
Well, a little bit of a pen from the Demonic Grip, from the basic attacks, but not going to really help out his spells, more importantly. And that's what he's building into at this point.
Tier 2 tower on the left-hand side being defended by SK, then HalfDevil on the front line in the jungle. QvoFred trying to wrap round the back like he likes to do on these assassins and find the low health targets. Full minion wave on its way, and Dignitas will stay grouped here, but Qvo going to realize this is an opportunity to pressure the tier 2 in mid, and will do so. Everyone from SK going to rotate for Qvo, meaning they lose the tier 2 on the left at the same time, and the tier 2 in mid at half health.
I still like the idea, though, that SK are trying to isolate someone, because if QvoFred dies, then that means that no one from Dignitas can go for the Phoenix at the very least.
I would like to see him engage on the left-hand side, though, the tier 2 there.
True.
Instead of chasing Qvo, because Janus can bring the rest of the team over.
That is very
why
true.
Why not engage the 4v5 and go, well, Qvo, you got to go over here yourself. We're not going to get help from space and time.
That would have been a little bit more methodical, absolutely. SK Gaming can only watch as both of their tier 2 towers on the left and middle collapse. No more towers remaining for SK Gaming. Only Phoenixes to demolish for Team Dignitas.
And they're just going to strip the jungle, head back to base, and use that oh-so-lovely gold they've got in their inventories now to try and finish off those 5th and 6th items, respectively. Divine Ruin online for Zyrhoes now. He's at full build at 25 minutes in. He even didn't start a starter item, so he's already there.
It's a feels great moment from the mid-jungle, or the mid-jungler, right? Like, used to jungle, used to mid, swapped.
So why do you think there's a Divine Ruin picked up there? Is that to actually deal with a little bit of any sustain SK has? Or is it just because it was the one item he could get and he was like, oh, I can do this now and sell it later?
It might have been a perfectly timed situation where it's like, I just have enough gold for this item. It does stop some of the sustain from Ducky. Hold that thought, though, because Funballer is way out of position.
Well, he's trying to run towards HalfDevil, who was clearing the wave. HalfDevil going to ult out back to safety. And Funballer's on the run. He's going to try and rewind all the way back. But Zyrhoes just sat there and waited for that exact thing to happen. Funballer counted to 6 or 8, and instead he's going to find himself a little bit too late on that one. And so it's a 4v5 at the left-hand.
Great patience from Trixtank to hold on to that ultimate till the very end. It's going to make his siege attempt a little more difficult without that Wrath of Terror. The blink also being used from it, but not having to worry about Funballer means that this siege is a 5-on-4.
HalfDevil and Ducky trying to frontline, meaning Lawbster's getting poked out of the back and forced away. He's already had to use his beads as the Phoenix falls on the left-hand side. Dignitas now can rotate towards mid lane.
Got one pretty cleanly still without Funballer for 20 seconds. However, Dignitas, if they want to do this, they have to do it without a wave, and that's a little risky. So they're going to actually just back on out. Fire Giant fizzles away, so they're probably not even going to go for another Phoenix. They're going to clean up this Gold Fury, clean up the next Fire Giant, which is going to be enhanced with that 30% extra structure damage. Then looks to finish off the last remaining build for Trixtank.
Gold Fury now going to go down, as you said, and speed buff will be secured from SK Gaming. But with only 2 Phoenixes remaining, they need the super play here. Where's the focus needs to be from SK? The Janus feels like it's the issue.
The Janus is the issue, but you can't really lock down the Janus if someone from Dignitas is going to make sure that they save him. So your best bet is to prevent Trixtank's Wrath of Terror from being at its most optimal. Have someone put him in combat so that at least he can't blink. Maybe have Faeles Sonic Boom through him and then just have somebody constantly putting Trixtank in a little bit of pressure while Faeles is in that backline.
Well, 27 kills in 28 minutes so far in this one. Definitely a back and forth encounter where SK have shown that they have the ability to take on Dignitas in terms of the team fights. But one bad team fight later, and then Dignitas back in control of this one and putting their foot down once more. The second Fire Giant spawning. And then it's just SK defending their base now, hoping for a good defense this time round.
SK Gaming were up 13-9 with a pretty much even XP and gold lead, but Dignitas were just able to really collapse with Trixtank's effective blink ultimate combination coupled with Zyrhoes' ultimate is what makes Dignitas so scary. Their ability to call out what they're doing and executing it at the same time.
So down the right side go Dignitas, QvoFred pushing up mid lane, making sure someone has to sit and defend that. Left hand side, HalfDevil's pushing out those fire minions, and he'll get back to base in good time to come and defend here. Grouping up on the right, they've left Lawbster in the mid to use those bombs that don't cost him anything, just to make sure that Qvo can't get any free Phoenix damage off.
Also forced out the Mad Guy's Cloak with that 2-1 combination. Variety is going to get his Mad Guy's Cloak popped. Bombs coming on through, but not to worry because Fire Giant sustain, Sylvanus sustain is going to negate all of it.
And he's actually made sure that the Magi's are down, though. Dignitas don't have any Magi's Cloaks available for the next 40+ seconds as Trixtank lost his 2. Now to the right side they go again. We'll see if Variety or Trix the engagers. Keep it on Trix, but he gets a pull on HalfDevil. HalfDevil's way too low to really do anything. The port was enough to kill him.
Sonic Boom right through 3 in the backline. Zyrhoes forced, the egg is forced to use 3 right back onto the Mercury.
Zyrhoes gets a kill, heals up 2 with the Wisps, and of course the Gem of Isolation. Now he Soul Reaver's back alive, and it's a 4-on-5. Sorry, 3-on-5 in this right-hand Phoenix.
They got the left Phoenix very cleanly. They're just waiting for some minions. Is Dignitas. Variety's going to lead the charge, forcing every SK Gaming member back. 2 Phoenixes down, fire minions flooding in the left. And that's Dignitas' cue to get the last remaining Phoenix.
Yeah, Trixtank happy to tank this one up for his team with the Wisps and the extra sustain he's got here. It's only Ducky here at the moment. Joined now by Lawbster and Funballer, but the Phoenix falls before they can get any sort of defense up.
SK Gaming retreating to the throne room, but Variety is not letting them. HalfDevil response, but he can't connect on any dash taunts. Ducky left alone, but great bombs from Lawbster, saving his soul laner's life.
Yeah, Ducky will survive, but the Phoenixes will not. Left-hand Phoenix is about to respawn, and a full fire minion wave is here, meaning that Dignitas could still end at any moment here, Tolly. If they can find another kill, this could be game.
Definitely could. It's HalfDevil charging up his dash, gonna taunt one. Meanwhile, Ducky is kind of preoccupied with QvoFred, forced to retreat in the backline of his own team. Variety goes one way. Dignitas just waiting for the left side. Phoenix, I was a little curious as to what was going on there because every action in like 4 different angles.
This is Dig now adjusting from the mistakes they made at LAN. I'm not joking. They've done this a few times now, where they take it a little bit slower and make sure they don't make too many mistakes. Great Sonic Boom. Hit Zyrhoes. Zyrhoes could be dead at the back here. He needs some help and gonna use the space and time.
Again
and
remove
the Mercury.
No possible escape from him once he commits. Ducky gets stripped away. Again, a 5-on-3. Variety charging like a bear, rooting Lawbster in the Druid form. Zyrhoes gets taunted away, and that's going to be 1 dead Lawbster.
Yeah, the Lobster's down, and now the Titan will surely follow. Dignitas end their season with a 2-0 victory over SK.
A much necessary one. They still need to rely on a little bit of fortune from rival to lose to Obey Alliance, which is definitely a possibility. It's not set in stone for that one.
We'll see. We'll get few to those results later on, but all you need to know for now is Dignitas still in contention to go to LAN based on results elsewhere now. First bit of the puzzle completed for them, though. They beat SK.
They beat SK. They lost to Mouse in previous weeks, but they're not going to lose to SK Gaming. There's still hope for Dignitas.
Hope for now. Who do you guys at home think deserves MVP for that game? I think SK got off to a very good start there. Qvo wasn't as influential as he was in Game 1, so it's definitely more of a debate about who could be the MVP.
It was mostly because Faeles was just popping off. He was really assisting his dual lane to allow them to not have to worry about so much pressure. And from Dignitas this game, I think it was Zyrhoes, man. That late game survivability is not easy to escape from a Mercury. And then turning around with 2 180 ultimates, beautiful.
Well, let's get over to the desk to break it down and find out who was MVP for that game. Dignitas 2-0.
Thanks a lot, Friendinos. Tom and Taco here bringing you the business. And after game number 2, SK almost did it.
A nice change of pace, though, for sure, with SK. I think that this draft just worked out a little bit more. It resonated a lot better with the team than the previous one. I think that, like we mentioned before, Game 1, a little bit too chaotic, too much globalization, not enough focus on the actual team fight and how they're going to pinpoint certain members of Dignitas to isolate them and then execute them on command. But here, I think that Funballer did a pretty solid job, and of course, Faeles had a really strong start on this Mercury, clearly felt infinitely more comfortable as well on this god in comparison to the Ratatosker.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, is that just, he had a great start. Sure, that's cool. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and nothing's blowing up here. SK Gaming might need to look to blow themselves up towards the fall split. I'll get there. the fall split. It's been a little bit rough of a summertime. But MVP, top of the crop, Zyrhoes. Guy in the mid lane. Just what are you going to do?
I mean, even from that play at the very end, I love that double kill execution by Zyrhoes. That's the kind of play that you would only expect somebody like Zyrhoes to go for, however, because he's like 10 HP, right on the threshold of death, and exact thing he decides to do is go in. Why not try and find the last hit?
That's the Dinkmeister. He's going to find the Dink. Gotta have it. Zyrhoes, unfortunately, not making LAN this summer. A little bit rough, but hopefully we can kind of see him and his team do things later on. Fall, everybody's got hopes.
Their hopes are still alive. As much as the team wants to say that they aren't,
yes.
There's still a chance. And as long as there's a chance, there's still contention for LAN. I don't care what Dignitas says. I don't care if they think that there's 0 chances in hell that Rival are going to lose their set to Obey. The possibility is still there, and you should never say never because we've heard nevers before, and they've also been untrue.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes, actually.
One of us is saying there's a chance. I'm sorry, Dignitas. I think you're a little bit out of it. Mathematically, yes. Taco is correct, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's something that you guys don't have control over. Something you guys do have control over, the Odyssey voting. I am still going to tell you, vote for Ganesh. He's
Ares.
a damn elephant.
Ares.
Ares?
Ares. Have you not seen what Kalis has done on that god? It's
Nobody
been fantastic.
carries.
I carry about Ares.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Ganesh. Who was that?
Ares is
Ganesh.
way cooler.
Ganesh himself
He is the god
in the
of
studio.
war.
Ganesh.
He is like infinitely cooler
Ganesh is here.
in every way
Ganesh.
possible.
Who is saying that? Ganesh. Oh, we're... I thought we were still on the graphic.
I think you said that last week too.
HRX tickets are still on sale. hi-rezexpo.com. Smite Paladins, not just PC, but also the console side of things. But more importantly, look, bro, we are downtown Atlanta, DreamHack. All the big boys, as far as esports are concerned, are going to be there. We ain't eating at the kids' table anymore. We're out of our own backyards. We're at the big table with everybody else. I'm really excited to be able to get to see all the Call of Duty people, all of the friends there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's not just the hi-rez titles that you have to really check out. There's a plethora of different events that are going to be going on during DreamHack, and it's always a really fun time just to come out and turn up with your friends or make some.
Yeah, tough for you.
So you say.
That's what you get for voting Ares.
Well, I mean, I also voted for Loki, but we're not going to talk about that one.
I am going to try and leave the desk. Stay tuned. More SPL just after this.